Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Matthew 5:6. Now, in studying this word from Christ Jesus on the Mount, this is not hunger as we think of it today. These words, hunger and thirst, in the language that Jesus would have been speaking, they would have literally meant a suffering hunger. Again, a choice is made here. This is what Jesus is saying. This type of hunger that he's talking about means this: if righteousness was a tangible food that you could eat, you wouldn't just crave it. You wouldn't just be hungry for righteousness, but you would not eat anything else. You would suffer until righteousness came. That's powerful. That changes faith. You seek righteousness so much. You want it so much that you will take nothing else in its place. And then Christ continues that they will be filled. This would have been better translated to become, in my opinion, what I found in studying the Hebrew language. This root word means several things, and to be filled is a part of it. But in this tense, and what Jesus was saying here, man, what he literally would have said is, they will become. They will be, rather. They will be righteousness. That's faith changing, faith building, faith growing, faith moving. That those who hunger and thirst to the point of suffering for righteousness. Now, this is a choice. I don't want anything else except the righteousness of Christ Jesus. Remember, we've just moved past the depressed in spirit, the mourn, and the humble heart that beget action. Here Jesus is talking to sinners. He's saying, what are you hungry for? And how hungry are you? Hungry enough to wait? Hungry enough to move? Hungry enough to do? Hungry enough to serve? See, what Christ is talking about here, this is not, Lord, please give me the heart of compassion so I can serve my fellow man. No, what Jesus is saying here is, you hunger for righteousness, that you accept nothing else, and you will become righteousness. This is action. Again, this is action. Action is the theme of this Sermon on the Mount. That righteousness that we hunger for, where Christ is leading us to in this teaching here, it's found in Him at the cross. It's what enables us to be able to pick up our cross, as we talked about last week. It's where the power comes from. The desire for righteousness. The hunger and thirst. Both together. We use both of those words. Not just hunger. not just thirst. But both of those things, as we know it, sustain life. So righteousness sustains our faith. That is the truth here. That righteousness is the nutrients that our faith needs to grow. We have to hunger and thirst for it, just as we hunger and thirst for food and water. And this world is going to try to give us all kinds of supplements. Now, we're filming this for my gym, so supplement talk is big around here, especially since I don't advocate it. This world is going to throw all kinds of supplements in front of us to substitute righteousness. But they won't suffice. They won't. Much like our bodies were created to run on food, real, good, fresh, grown food, so our faith is meant to run and be fueled by righteousness. So we hunger and thirst for it, and we won't take anything else in its place. That's what this is. This application goes so far beyond a beatitude or what we see talked about amongst believers and in the church especially. What other nutrients are you taking in for your faith? What's your source? Your entertainment, right? The things you love. All the way from the basketball player you cheer for, the music you listen to, the things you tolerate around you as a believer. Christ says, nothing else in its place. Righteousness. I mean, in applying this to my life, it has opened my eyes to what's around me. Who's around me? It's opened my eyes to how intentional can I be about going about my day to serve the Lord? You know, brings me up to the word prophecy. So literally, in the Hebrew tense would mean to be inspired by God. Every word, every action. That's prophet, right? This righteousness that we seek, that's where it ends and where life begins. And a place where all we are is inspired by God. I don't know about you today, but this is my cry. This is my desire right here. And all that I do in my marriage, in leading my home, and the children that are a part of it, my nieces and nephews, my family, my friends, my business here, my teammates, all the people I come in contact with. This is it right here. That every word, every action be truth. And what makes it truth? That is divinely inspired by God. That is the thirst. That is the hunger for righteousness that Christ is talking about here. And I pray and I hope that you meditate on this, that you pray on this, that you seek to apply this to your life, to your faith. It is the fuel that will move you. And as we move further into this study, you will see as this comes together beautifully the process of sanctification and your salvation. This is Matthew 5, the Sermon on the Mount. God is love. Be blessed.